Welcome to this episode of The Mitchell File. I'm your host, Roosevelt Mitchell III. So yesterday, I made a Facebook status about the other day I heard two 7th grade girls saying that they have baby fever, right? And it shocked me and it really made me think to myself, what are we doing as a society that has 12 and 13-year-old girls thinking about having babies before thinking about their education, before thinking about marriage, before thinking about a career, right? Like, they're kids. They are still kids. So what are we doing as a society that has them thinking that this is okay? And that's how I framed the Facebook question. You know, just asking, what are we doing as a society? Because I still believe that it takes a village. Somewhere we have gotten away from the village and just want to place it on parents, and which is unfair. Even as an educator, right? I can sit and complain about parent participation. I can sit and complain about, the kids not having manners, or complain about the kids going home and not getting help with their homework, and and all these other things that are prevalent. But at the end of the day, name one generation that it did not take a village. Even in the one-room schoolhouses back in the 20, 30, 40s and 50s, when the schools were still segregated, the communities were tight-knit. You just listen to the older people saying how, you respected all your elders, and all your elders would discipline you. Even the ones who were not in your family, and your mom and dad did not get mad at them. But what happens today is different. You have parents, and I have seen it with my own two eyes, go up to the school and don't take the side of the educator, or even take time to listen to the educator. They listen to their child, and then they want to fight the educator. So when we're talking about a village now, in order to mend the relationship, it takes both parties. You can't have an educator trying to, help raise or help mold their child, but yet you have the parent who do not want to take part in it, right? So, there's a lot of different dynamics. And in the comments, I received a lot of input. For instance, like, some people stated that it's because of television. It's because of social media. It's because kids are exposed to too much information, right? And again, I believe all that is true. And also parenting, or the lack thereof, single parenting. And one person even stated that 74% of children in public education or public schools are from a single home, a single parent home, right? So those statistics are heavy. Those statistics show that it does take a village. And I'm not saying that parents should not be blamed, because I don't care what background you are from or where you're from. It costs $0 to be nice. It costs $0 to say no ma'am, yes ma'am, no sir, yes sir. It costs $0 to pay attention, right? It costs $0 to just show people respect. That doesn't cost anything. So I'm not saying that parents should not have any responsibility. They should, but I'm saying, what can we do as a community? Again, I have a 4-year-old daughter. So I want to understand what's going on in the community that has these young girls thinking that is okay. Because even back in the day, and people like to romanticize history, right? You always have people who are history revisionists. They always rosy and doctor it up, trying to make it seem like it was a lot better than what it really was. Because even back in those days, you didn't have cable TV, right? You didn't have that many channels. You didn't have social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and seeing people getting killed real time. Like, that's a different dynamic. So as we move forward, we can't say what we used to do, because there are different barriers. It's a totally different dynamic now. Even back when I was a kid, about 25 years ago, man, I sound old. about 25 years ago, you know, women didn't show a lot on television. Now, like, it seems like people get naked on basic TV. So things have changed so much. So my question evolves around how do we be productive in raising our kids in today's society? I think that's the fundamental question, right? Because we still need that village. We still need that village, but it's hard to mend it with all the different barriers, right? You may have low expectations at home, high expectations at school. Child says what? Forget being at school. I want to go home. I'm going to do something at school so I can go home because the expectations here are too high. I can go home and chill, or vice versa. High expectations at home, you go to school, low expectations. I can just come to school and chill. But man, I know when I get home, mom gonna be tripping. She gonna make me do chores, babysit, and do it all. So I'm just gonna chill at school. So there's almost no consistency within the community. But at the end of the day, no child asks to be here. So no matter how it happened or how it went down or what the situation is, we have to figure this thing out together. We have to figure this thing out together. If not, the people who are working will always pay taxes to take care of the people who are not working or who made poor or bad decisions. Always. It's always going to be like that. So that's why, to me, pointing fingers is never productive. It never gets anything done, anything accomplished. We have to come to a solution. We have to figure it out. Because if a large group of 12 and 13-year-olds decide to start getting pregnant, then what? It affects our democracy in the long run. You know, so again, you know, we can point at these problems, but what is the solution? I would love to know what you think, so please leave a comment in the section below. And until next time, my friends, be blessed and be encouraged.